right, how's it going, Art Survey? Last time we had a video, I showed you how to start kind of wrapping that tape around your armature to make this silhouette sort of looking human-ish. Today we're going to work on adding a little bit more meat, and then I'm going to show you how to go in and add some features if those are things that you want to add. Things like a nose perhaps, or if you want, you know, muscles or something like that. I mean, Giacometti's sculptures were generally pretty thin, but you could add little things like that if you felt so inclined. If you want to be able to see the rib cage, maybe you could do something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with the arm, and I'm not going to focus on adding a ton of meat here. I do want to get my armature completely covered at this point, and I just want it to be, I don't want this person to be super thin. And I do actually, because this person is going to be using her hand, remember she's playing the ukulele, I actually want a thumb. So what I'm going to do to add my thumb, the easiest way to do this is take a little piece of tape. Can you see what I'm doing here? And I'm just going to roll it. And I do this all the time, actually. Like I always have this habit when I'm standing with the tape roll, is I roll the end of it. So it happens all the time. And if it's easier to leave it on the roll to roll it, you can. But I'm just gonna roll this into like a little, see that? A little roll. And I'm going to tape it here so that it ends up looking almost like a mitten. And part of the reason I want to do that is because since she's playing the ukulele, I want the ukulele to rest there. Now I still want to focus on her having a wrist. And I don't really know why I keep saying her. It just seems right. So I'm going to pinch that in, make sure she still has a wrist. Maybe it's because I play the ukulele and I'm a her. Yeah, just add that extra tape over here. Okay, so I feel pretty good about that side. I might do the upper part of the arm a little bit bigger there. Generally speaking, people's bicep area, the upper arm is a little bit thicker than their lower arm. Okay, so now that's in position, that is fully wrapped, that's how I want it. Now I have to match that on this side. So I'm going to start over here the same way I did over there. This should also be making your armature much more secure so that it wouldn't be able to be moved very easily by somebody who wasn't working on it. You see how this is all still kind of jiggly? This is pretty strong now. That tape really does make a big difference. Okay, and again, I want to take that little piece and just roll it to make that thumb. Okay, and let's see, I'm playing in the uke, my thumb is over here. So I am going to tape that where my thumb would normally be. So now I have her other hand, the thumb, kind of again in the position that she would be playing the ukulele or the guitar. Okay, and then I still want to add a little bit of meat to her chest. So I'm just gonna go a little bit thicker in here. I don't like my figures to look too emaciated. I know that that was his style, but that's not my style. Okay, I want that spine to curve too. And I got it, I'm sorry, I got to give her a little bit of a booty. Just a little bit more down here. Partially because since she's sitting, that's something that she needs to balance on. That functionally, well, it won't only change the look of it, but it'll change the function a little bit. There we go. So now I have a little bit of a surface that this person will be able to rest on. Okay, so I'm going to go through, do the same thing with the legs, kind of wrap it around. I want to show you the face really quick though. I'm going to do one full wrap around the head to make sure that it is in the position that I want and it's kind of the size that I want and that all the foil is covered. Now if I wanted to go in here and add like a nose perhaps, I'm going to actually do the same thing that I started with the thumb, where I do that little roll of tape. Make it a little bit bigger. And since this is pretty long, and I obviously don't want my nose to be this long, but I do want my nose to stick out from the face a little bit, I'm going to actually fold. Okay, so this is where I'm at right now. Okay, can you see that? I'm going to fold this bottom part in like that. And then when I put that on the face, that part will stick out a little bit. So this is what it looks like from the side. You can see it's curled. So this will be the bottom part of the nose. And when I put that on the face, I'm not going to use a full piece of tape here. My hands are not working today. Just going to put it over like that. I'm going to press that down, and that gives a little bit of a profile. So you can add stuff like that if you want it. Maybe if you wanted it to look like the mouth was open, you could do, I can draw it for you. You would do a, so you'd make your roll like this, and then you'd bend it so that it's a circle, and you'd tape that down, and that would look like an open mouth. You could do eyebrows over the top. I wouldn't worry about adding things like hair and stuff like that, because it's really just supposed to look human. It's not necessarily supposed to look like a man or a woman. So now I'm going to go through, add the meat to the legs, and I'm going to make the legs a little bit thicker than the arms, just like in life. Generally speaking, most people's thighs and legs are thicker than their arms. I'm not worrying about what this person is wearing. I'm not worried about making it look like a male or a female, even though I keep referring to it as a her. I'm not doing anything to make it look more like a her. It's like what Keith Haring referred to as an everyman. It's indicative of all genders, all socioeconomic statuses, all populations. Okay, so now I've got that thigh a little bit thicker. Now I'm going to go in and work on my calf. Okay, so we're getting there. Once you feel comfortable with this, then you can start thinking about your props. Your props can be made out of anything. If you have air dry clay at home, depending on what you want to do. Since I'm making a ukulele, that's something that's pretty rigid. Excuse me, sorry, I was moving my chair in. So I actually have some cardboard here that I can cut into the shape of a ukulele. Then that will be either hot glued or taped or something into here. I would recommend, before you attach any of your props, to paint them. Paint your person. I would keep your person all one color and then use a contrasting color for your props. So let's say you wanted to add a hat. You could make that out of fabric, you could make that out of cardboard, you could make that out of paper, however you want to make it. But I wouldn't attach it until it's done. Say you wanted to make a basketball. You could make that out of a ping pong ball. You could make that out of air dry clay. You know what, the other thing I did the other day, this is just a ball of tinfoil that's been hammered and kind of pounded on the table like this, and it makes it very shiny. You could always just make a ball out of that if you don't have the clay. Let's say you wanted to make your person into a dancer, and you wanted her to be wearing a tutu, so you could tie fabric around her waist. Again, that's not something that I would do until after this person is painted, if you're choosing to paint it. That's totally up to you. You can absolutely leave it the color of the tape. There is no problem with that. If that's something that, if you like that color. But I would recommend that you paint this. If you're gonna paint the person before you attach your props. So this is what we're focusing on this week. Next week we're gonna talk about the base of the sculpture, because it should be sitting on something rather than just sitting on the table. And we'll talk about that and what to do with that and how to give that to help with the story of your sculpture. And then your project will be done. So make sure that you email me or hop on Teams during our office hours, which are on Tuesdays from 1 to 2. If you have any questions or kind of want to show me what you're working on, you can always send me pictures. Can't wait to see it. Hope you guys have a great week.